Well, so we're telling you, please get interactive. Facebook, join us on TV, and you can watch us live on my Joy Online TV. We have to do some newspapers. We have the daily graphic, but before Mama prepares,
we've got messages. Can I just do maybe three of the messages, and then we'll go to the newspapers? I've got a birthday dedication. Okay, first of all, I wish all BC candidates of Akachi South successful examinations. Eric Mensah Clue of Hoga Clinic, and he says, happy belated birthday to Jiwonu Mauli. That's from our friend sending that message to you, Eric Jiwonu. But we have a very special woman who's celebrating her birthday. A special today, person to all of us. A really special person. Emma Morrison, it's your birthday today. We wish you a happy, happy, happy birthday. It's from us, Roland Walker, myself, but the entire AM show crew, and of course, all of us here at JoyNews, and in effect, from Multimedia Group, wishing you a happy, happy birthday to you. Emma Morrison, she's an amazing, fantastic, strict woman, and I love her to bits.
Amazing, fantastic, strict.
Yeah.
Those are the tips.
That's why I learned some of my things from.
Yes, yeah.
I learned from a pro.
And one person who is also having his birthday today is Samuel Dami, who is a producer for the Super Morning Show on Joy FM. Good morning to you, bro.
Samuel Dami, happy birthday to you. Sometimes he's my boyfriend, and I think on his birthday I'll be a good girlfriend. So Samuel Dami, happy birthday to you. We've got we have a pizza lunch for you. Oh please, I beg, save us all the trouble. Eddie Boy is watching the show. He says we should keep up, and you like the show. Eddie, thank you very much for watching our show every morning. We like that a lot. Here's another one that says, good morning. In fact, we are entertainers. You pay us for that. It says, I want to wish my former school a very big success in their exam. Royal Academy School Complex, Nalerigo, East Mamprusi districts in the northern region. Mahami Hakim College of Nursing and Allied Health Science in Nalerigo. That's you, Mahami Hakim. Thank you very much for the message that you sent. Please keep sending the messages. We'll read a lot more in the course of the programming, but the last one, and then we'll jump into the newspapers. This one says, now that they have increased the fuel price, they should also increase our salary too. Lillian from Ahamansu in the Volta region. Yeah, we agree with you, but as to whether or not it would happen, we were discussing in the studio a while ago about salary increment, but let's see how it happens. Okay, let's do the newspapers, Roland. Well, so we have to do the Ghanaian Times. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, a story we brought to you for over the last 12 hours before the close of the news day yesterday. Newmont's Consa fined $2.7 million for death of 6 and injury to 4 workers. The story is on page 16 of the paper. Also, it's been accompanied by a caption. John Peter Amu, I think this will be the second day around. Jean-Pierre Amu. Jean-Pierre. Roland, his name is John Peter. Yeah, John Peter Amu. And then we have BC students fate in limbo after principal failed to register them for examinations. And that's on page 32 of the paper, the Ghanaian Times. Yeah, and this also happens almost like every year. Yeah. Every year, some bad head teacher, headmistress or a school would lie to children that they've been registered, only to find on day one when they're supposed to sit for the exams that the registration wasn't done. It didn't take place at all. And it says 100 final year students of the Prince of Peace Junior High School in the San Diego municipality of the Northern region could not sit for the BCE as the proprietor failed to register them for the examinations. We're told that the gentleman, Sulinana Saeed, 28, has been arrested and is currently in police custody for his conduct. And this is what happened. The smartly dressed students, they wore their uniform with their pens ready to write, broke down in tears when they were told that apparently they hadn't been registered for. Does it mean that they didn't give them index numbers, or they had fake index numbers, because there are a number of things that you do
prior to the examination
in preparation to write the exams. So it means that I want to believe that there were a lot of fake things along the line, which gave them the impression that they were actually registered to write the exams.
Yeah.
Because you really don't just wake up to go and write an exams.
Charlie. Yeah. This one's proper deceit. NDC apologizes to former President Rawlings. Do we have that video?
We'll bring that in a bit. We'll bring that in a bit.
All right. So that's what it is. It's in the center spread. But we're told the National Identification Authority has begun issuance of the Ghana card at long last. And yesterday they began that issuance, otherwise known as the Ghana card, and distributed the cards to some staff of the Jubilee House. This was after the date for the official rollout of the exercise had been postponed on several occasions due to technical glitches. The process began seamlessly at the presidency. However, none of the officials present was willing to speak to the media, we're told. Just
actually. It's really on their side. Really.
Why are they afraid to speak
to them? And there's a piece in the Daily Graphic written by, I think, Caroline Boateng. You should read it. It's and I'll find it in a bit.
Right.
You finish with the Times. Okay, let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page of the Daily Graphic. Hope for kidney patients. Free transplant at Kolebu from September. And what it is they actually get support, and I'm talking about the renal dialysis units of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. They get support from the First Sky Group, which is a construction firm. It is sponsoring the initiative, and it will bring in specialists from Birmingham in the United Kingdom to perform kidney transplants for the patients. The initiative, the paper says, serves as an exit plan by the group, which has instituted a kidney transplant scheme to support patients with kidney diseases to undergo weekly renal dialysis at Kolebu. Certainly a very good initiative. This story is on page 3, and then it gives you a background of what the situation is. So you can read about it. Is in the Daily Graphic newspaper. But on page 16, still on the front page, you see the headline, Chief Justice should be fair. Political parties demand over Electoral Commission investigation. So this essentially, Roland, is what I was telling you about, the fact that they say they're worried that the calendar for the Electoral Commission could be disrupted if this is not quickly resolved. And so their call is directed at the Electoral Commission. Full stories on page 16. You can read about the political parties that the Daily Graphic has been speaking to on this matter of the Electoral Commission. Starts by saying political parties in the country have observed that the current disagreements and seeming inactivity at the Electoral Commission could have dire consequences on the country's electoral calendar and undermine its globally acclaimed democratic credentials. So fast forward, the parties spoke to the Daily Graphic in separate telephone interviews yesterday, and the paper also says that efforts to reach some national executives of the NPP for their position on the issue were not successful as their phones were off. But they spoke to the NDC, CPP, PNC, PPP. There's a party, it's called LPG, not gas. It is the Liberal Party of Ghana, and then the GCPP, and the independent presidential candidate in the 2016 election as well, Jacob Osei Iyaboa. So details of that conversation in the paper this morning that you can look at. I was looking for a piece written by Caroline Boateng on this NHIA. And the fact that they failed so many times and suddenly they are registering. But I thought I read yesterday in one of the papers that they said they had registered already over 500 people. So how come the exercise carried out of the Jubilee House yesterday is supposed to be the first? It's conflicting.
Yeah, I read that the first time too. Maybe
at their own press conference, they said they had registered over 500 people.
Maybe they hadn't finished the whole process in the first place, so those were just concluding processes. Remember, they went to the Jubilee House the first time, only the machines didn't work. Yeah, so.
Is that what they told you?
No, that's what happened. It was City.
So
the machines were there, but
the story that I'm looking for, and I hope that I find
won't go with the flow.
The piece. But let's just go to the center spread of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Finance Minister in courts over Shraj's judgment on assets declaration. It's in the center spread of the paper. Story by Mabel Aku Banase Nakra. Says the Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, is challenging portions of the judgment delivered by the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, which said he had not fully declared his asset. So Mr. Ofori-Atta is praying the High Court to grant an order of prohibition directed at Shraj from carrying out investigations into a case of non-disclosure of all his assets and liabilities. It gives you a background. On December 22, 2017, the judgments that Shraj, came out with, and then so the background of this issue, and then the grounds what Ken Ofori-Atta essentially standing on to make the demands that he's making. So you can read about it in the paper, and then Shraj also responds. So let me just read a bit of the grounds for you. Mr. Ofori-Atta is seeking the release on the grounds of unfairness, capriciousness, bias, unlawfulness, and a gross infringement of his fundamental human rights to administrative justice and fair hearing by the respondents in breaches of Article 23 and 296 of the 1992 Constitution. That's not all. I'll leave the rest for you to read. But here's a bit of Shraj's response. Shraj, in its response, stated that it did not make any quotes purported ruling on quotes, as was being argued by the applicants, and that it discovered after investigations that it was reported as being part of the findings that the applicant did not disclose all of his interest and assets on the asset declaration form deposited with the Auditor General. It's further argued that in view of the fact that there was no record indicating that Shraj stated in portions of the judgment that the applicant failed to disclose all of his assets as required by Article 286 of the 1992 Constitution, and for that reason, the application had no bias and therefore ought to be dismissed. And there's a lot more to what I've just read to you. You might want to read it. It's in the center spread of the Daily Graphic newspaper. And here, the angle that the graphic takes with this ongoing BEC is that BEC takes off smoothly in 1,772 centers. Back page of the Daily Graphic now. Police arrest GHS proprietor in Tamale. He failed to register 75 students for BEC. Roland brought us, I think details of this is also in the Ghanaian Times, except that they put it, the figure at 100. The Daily Graphic on its back page says 75. Story by Samuel Duodu and Mohammed Fugu in Tamale says, the proprietor of the Prince of Peace Academy Junior High School, a private basic school in Tamale, has been arrested for allegedly failing to register 75 students of the school for this year's BEC. Mr. Suleimana Saeed, 28, was picked up by the police in Tamale after it emerged that 75 students of the school had been denied entry to the examination hall to take part in this year's BEC, which began nationwide yesterday. Saeed is alleged to have taken money from the student but failed to register them to take part in the exam. So the police picked him up at the Northern School of Business Examination Center after the student had heckled him. You can check out the police, what they are saying, the background, the breakdown as well, and then what authorities are saying. Is all right there on the back page of the paper. And then absorb utility bills of Wager Leprosarium. That is also another story on the back page. Story by Timothy Neng in Accra, the inhabitants of the Wager Leprosarium. We highlighted, we put a spotlight on this particular place not too long ago. We had Reverend Father Campbell in the studio as well, who's been really pretty much involved in activities there. But now they're calling. Okay, so Reverend Father Andrew Campbell is here again, and he's been speaking to the reporter. So the inhabitants of the Wager Leprosarium are calling on the government to absorb the high utility bills at the facility to enable their benefactors to meet their other needs. And they shouldn't be paying electricity bill.
And you know, the Reverend, the last time he was in the studio, had also been raising some concerns. The thing is, they keep advocating this, and nobody seems to be listening.
Yeah, and it's 20,000 Ghana cedis that the Reverend wants them to underwrite. The facility expends annually on electricity and water. And this is one place that, if you ask me, they shouldn't be paying electricity, they shouldn't be paying water. It should freely flow.
Yeah, true.
Really.
It shouldn't be billed, actually.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. But some good people made some donation to the place. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So really,
all the things that we need to be given free.
Yeah.
This facility should be one of them to enjoy.
And all such facilities across the country, indeed. Yeah. That's it for the Daily Graphic newspaper.
All right. So we have next the Daily Guide. It has on the front page, NDC grabs $8 million from Nyantechi's friend for Mahama 2016 campaign. And it says it is imagined that the Arabian investor at the center of the Anas Aremeyaw Anas investigative piece that has caught the Ghana Football Association president in the web allegedly gave the then ruling NDC $8 million to support the re-election of John Mahama. The bombshell by the beleaguered GFA couple in a statement to the Criminal Investigations Department is beginning to form part of the allegations being investigated by the Ghana Police Service.
I've got a question. What has that got to do with the substantive matter? Are we losing focus, or we're just doing politics of equalization?
Yeah, the thing is.
But it's just a question.
At the time he gave the money, was it about football?
Is it in the video?
Was it related?
Is it in the video? Because we're watching it tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll watch it and we'll draw our own conclusions.
Is that angle in the video?
we'll watch it, we'll draw our own conclusions. You know, sometimes Ghana, it's interesting. But so let's move on. First Kai sponsors kidney transplant for Kolebu. That's a good thing by First Kai. It's a construction company, by the way. BC takes off. You have a picture there of Anita Disoso kneeling before J.J. Rawlings, as the caption says yesterday. Stop bleaching Rawlings jobs, Anita. Soldiers arrested for kidnapping. Center spread, though. Anas is there. So we go to the center spread. It's a News One pullout of the Daily Guide. It used to be a whole newspaper. It used to do it, I think, is it bi-weekly or something.
But it's been a pullout for such
several,
a long time.
I think over 2 years now. It's been there. Now we have the News One pullout. You have Anas there. This is another version of Anas.
Oh, they say that's Anas.
Okay, so we have I'm not
Anas.
This
is the guy who is not happy.
Yeah, apparently he's called Patrick Machelino, a Dutch Brazilian model, reacting to one of the purported pictures of investigative journalist Anas Aremeyaw Anas making rounds on the internet since last week, saying he is a person in the picture, not Anas. Patrick apparently is upset that Kenny Japong, who is a member of parliament for Asin Central, who is also, by the way, going round, has been on Adum TV.
Yesterday it was on Adum FM.
Adum FM has been.
That's what yesterday's on there. That he should be hanged.
It's been on stations across the country, Kumasi especially, and all that.
But still, we are watching number 12. So whether they like it or yes,
so we have other stories there. And Nanaba flaunts contours. We're also told Libya Forson wins second best actress award at the 2018 Golden Award. Took place here in Accra, so it's a good thing about at least a Ghanaian winning something. All right, so that'll be all.
Let's do the Finder newspaper. Front page of the Finder. Ghana card at last. Issuance began at Jubilee House yesterday. Professor Kenneth Tefua holding a card and smiling like, yeah. Like we've done it. It really doesn't matter that we made promises and we failed to deliver. It doesn't even matter that I said in excitement, emphatically, that we're going to start on 28th. And that day came and no show.
But the thing is that because
he only apologized.
You also had trusted
later on in the evening. It's like we don't even owe you any explanation. You know, we can just fail and come back and say, you know what, yeah, we said it, but it didn't happen. So now we're supposed to be smiling alongside with you because you're registering Jubilee House.
Yeah.
Charlie, let's move on.
It's not the first time we're getting cards, by the way. It's not the first time. This will be the second time we're getting cards.
But there are also comments about the deal. about the deal, the amount that we're spending on this, and calls to review, whatever it is. NDC leadership kneels, ask for forgiveness from Rollins. So this is where Roland Walker, we will show the video because I really didn't even understand, like, what has the NDC done to Mr. Rollins? So here we go with the video and check out Mr. Rollins' posture in that video.
Done something maybe it's not right. And I was so happy when I heard you saying that when you brought a statement out, rendering apology. You are a hero. You are a hero. You are a hero. This shows that what you have taught me is still within me. If you are a leader, be prepared to say, I'm sorry. If you are a child, be prepared to say, Daddy, I'm sorry. So I will take this opportunity on behalf of the party to kneel down before my dad. Please, forgive us. Let's come together to build this country.
Okay, so this is the point where I say no comments, but I leave it to you. Send me a message. WhatsApp me. Send me a regular text message.
But Mr. Rollins had that.
Roland, let's keep it still on the front page of the final newspaper. Let's finish off with the headlines, shall we?
Okay.
Governments, religious bodies negotiate handing over of mission schools. World Bank approves $50 million for agric. And then mining audits in the offing, according to the Natural Resources Minister, John Peter Hamel. Okay. All right. Roland, what were you going to say?
I thought Mr. Rollins had some reactive statements to her, so I was wondering.
As for me, this is the one that I like. There's nothing that speaks louder volumes than this one.
Well, true.
When you're doing your AM talk, you play the other ones.
Yeah.
This is the one that
I found Mr. Rollins' own reactions in that statement that he made subsequently a bit unnerving, and I thought a bit untoward. But let's move on. He's the founder of the party, they say. Now, the Daily Dispatch on the front page has, couched an interesting headline, the way the graphics has been done, the design. It says allegations on Kelny GVG on one side, telcos cheats, according to ESLA. And on the other side, GVG will spy on Ghanaians, according to the telcos. So it's a back and forth in there. And it's all well outlined and displayed on the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper.
The GVG will spy. I thought that was more of a money than the telcos.
No, this one, the telcos have come out formally to say.
The spine?
Yeah, they
issued a statement. I didn't see the spine in there.
No, they formally come out. I don't know whether it's a statement. I've seen some media clippings on the internet.
Because I see they are slightly worried about a potential, But as for the
that has always been that's always been also a position of the,
because Kofi Bento was on Newsfile and was one of the things that he said on Newsfile on Saturday. Well, anyway.
Well, we know that the government through the communications ministry have been assuring that nobody will be spied on. Well, we'll see how that goes. Newmont, Ghana, and two others to pay over $2.7 million fine over mine collapse. The stories on the back page. We brought you that vividly, comprehensively as well. JDM, Kofi Annan, and Baumia Nana's video. And all that front and back page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper.
All right, we're through actually with the hardcore newspapers. We'll go on my Joe Online if we can, but let's read some of your messages. Salia from Techiman. Salia, you watched the AM show. Thank you so much for watching. This one says, okay. Kayla, okay, your name is Kayla. I greatly miss you when you are away. Oh, Kayla, I'm back. We thank God for that. Please don't stay away that long again. Thank you very much, Kayla. Kayla says good morning to the entire AM show crew.
Good morning, Kayla.
Yeah. This one is from Ernest. Ernest says, wishing all BC students success in their exams, especially my school. Miracle Brain School Complex is in Nalerugo, East Mamprusi District, Northern Region. It's like a competition. in Nalirugu this morning, because I think we've received like 3 different schools now.
Miracle Brains.
Yeah, there was another school that's somebody from another school that sent us something. This one says, help me wish my school in Sabah Islamic JHS favor in their BC. It's from Abeiku at Bremang Isiam. That's where you're sending this message. This one says, good morning. Well, good morning to you too. I want to wish Awo Jaya JHS 3 students in the Upper East region success in their exams. Is from Peter in Bolga. Thanks, Peter, for the message. And this is from Francis Afari Apia. Says, I wish all members of the Church of Christ or Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Takrady Ward, who are writing their BC success. Thanks, Francis, for the message. Another message reads, Papa J got no chilo and definitely no filter. If you listen to what he said about the National Women's Organizer's skin color, this is cocky, you. I think we probably will have to break, the whole Rollins' speech down and play back to back tomorrow from 6 to 9. How about that? That could make a full show. This one says, oh, come on, the message is not opening. But I'll try and, okay, yeah, it has now. Oh, somebody says I don't allow you to flow, Roland.
Oh.
I think it's about time NDC stop focusing on, I can't use some of the words that you're using this morning, please. Bright from Aflao, I get the contest. Roland, Bright wants me to allow you to flow, so over to you. So
next we have to do the online portals.
Don't call me.
We go to myjoyonline.com. I forgive you. I forgive you. So we'll take a look at it. MyJoyNews.com has on the page Kelny GVGNCA block over 3,000 SIM-box numbers in 4 months. Oh boy, yeah. So
how do we know that what they're telling us is the truth?
Anyway,
I guess we have to read
it. All right, next. Unity Walks only serving parochial interests, alienating people. Rollins. All in that event. And we had a Be Bright here yesterday. She was one of the speakers. Mama V, so we have more stories.
I said don't call me. Bright says I should let you flow, so please.
Okay.
Abo.
Yeah, I know. Bright, your lady boy.
Still myjoyonline.com. Sunyani women living with AIDS cry over unrelenting stigmatization. Accra Mayor vows to finish uncompleted school buildings by end of 2018. NVTI student develop mobile cassava grater. That's in Kumasi in the Ashanti region. U.S. Supreme Court backs Christian Baker who refused gays' wedding cake requests. There's a video. Schools can now do substitutions in latest national mass.
I think we saw that
format
on TV as well. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's my opinion. I am. Hey, Roland, this one unless you say it too.
I am Oyi Akishiri and Sankwao the fourth. I am not Antichrist. It's an opinion.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. It is.
Yeah. Okay. Let's share the story with you. Passenger endures 8 hours of police torture as officers extort 500 cedis through mobile money.
Right now they collect the thing through mobile money too.
Yeah. Benis Abubedu followed through with this. We'll bring you details of that in the course of our programming this morning here on the show. But let's bring you this video because I remember sharing this video on the BBC. Apologies for that. I remember sharing this video on the BBC with you. It was to inspire all of us and motivate us. But sadly, Tanzanian conjoined twins, they're called Maria and Consolata. They've died at the age of 21 after suffering respiratory complications at a local hospital. So if we've got the video ready, Fred, do we have the video ready? Okay. So the women who were joined from the navel downwards, and they shared organs like the liver and lungs. They had 2 hearts and separate heads and arms, and they had beautiful dreams. They inspired us for such a long time. At the time the BBC did this interview, they were 19, and nobody thought they could live till 19. But sadly, they died at age 21. Fred, please play the video for us.
Matarajio yetu ni kwenda chuo kikuu. Baada ya kumaliza chuo kikuu ndio tunakuwa, baadaye tunapenda kuwa walimu, na tutakuwa walimu. Tutafundisha kwa njia ya projector, tukisaidiwa na kompyuta, tutafundisha wanafunzi.
Okay. Well,
so you know, Roland, the president of Tanzania actually tweeted there are so many messages that people sent, you know, because the twins passed.
Yeah.
All right.
And we know that we can bring our viewers that, but in Guatemala, there's an ongoing volcano eruption that has led to some loss of life. So far, 62 people. We're told that more people. The ashes in themselves really creating great catastrophes for people.
Yeah.
There was one family, for example, who were having lunch, and I'm told in that country their biggest meal for the day is lunch. So even if you're at work, sometimes they take a break and come to have lunch together. And the meal and everybody was there, they had dried up. You know, the whole family was dead. So.
Okay, some demonstrations also in Jordan because of IMF. You know, when the IMF steps in, I mean, everything becomes, you know, the people are being made to pay more taxes. And so, well, so you can check out many more stories on myjoyonline.com. Right now, though, Benedict. Akwesi Dankwa, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, how are you?
Well, I tell you, I love your outfit.
No, he didn't. If you pass messages through Roland, it won't get to me. So please, especially when they're nice messages.
Because
so tell me.
I signaled him to let you know that your outfit is so nice. I'm so in love with your outfit.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. I beg, where is Kwesi Nyantechi? You've seen him?
Yeah.
Does he know that we're watching number 12 tomorrow?
You do a lot of his stories.
Number 12.
Yeah.
Number 12 is on Wednesday.
You're watching
Black Stars.
And tomorrow is when? Tomorrow is when?
Tomorrow is Wednesday. Okay, so today is Tuesday.
Please tell him I have a ticket. I want him to be my partner. We'll go and watch it. It will be nice. Over some popcorn.
Oh, why? Is it a movie?
Yeah, it's a
movie. Oh,
okay. It's a seat gripping movie. You're watching, and perhaps you can't just put the popcorn in.
But are you going to watch?
Yeah, I think we need to comment about it.
Listen, I tell you what, my biggest dream, my dates for tomorrow, I would love to have Songo on my right and Mr. Kwesi Nyantechi on my left.
It won't happen.
Right there, front seat row, conference center.
We're going to have CID personnel on your right, and then we're going to have I think me on your left.
Benedict, what's up? What are we talking about today?
I'll also give Mama V something. I'll be on Mama V's right. Yeah, I will actually will go with Mama V.
Benedict,
what are you sharing with us today?
Well, this morning we were talking about a local team, Indiana Stars. You know, they've been struggling in the Premier League. They are in Africa as well. We also look at the Roland Garros, Serena Williams, unfortunately, pulls out of the championship because of an injury. And we look at what teams are doing in preparing for the World Cup.
How many days more to the World Cup?
9 days. 9 days.
Just 9?
Yeah, just 9 days. So next
Russia
week Thursday, the World Cup is starting next week Thursday. So we'll look at what the teams have been doing in terms of their preparations. And also yesterday, something very bizarre from Yaya Toure to his former manager, that's Pep Guardiola. Well, everything that he was saying was heading straight to one particular thing, that Guardiola is a racist Africans. And that he doesn't like black players.
Is that true?
Well, if you're looking at his encounter...
Because Zlatan Ibrahimovic is not black, is he?
Yeah, Zlatan is not black.
He's spoken negatively about... I think it's just more of the attitude of the coach in relation to his players.
Because Zlatan's attitude at Barca then wasn't that good. The player will come to training grounds with a Ferrari and the coach will tell him that you don't have to drive such a car to the training. I'm in charge and I tell you what to do. Sir Alex Ferguson was doing with his players, and he dare not come to the training grounds with a Porsche car. You come with a normal car. But Zlatan was doing otherwise, and Guardiola didn't like that. You can talk about Samuel Eto'o. Yes, Samuel Eto'o's case, you say, well, probably maybe Yaya Toure has a case because Samuel Eto'o is also a black from Cameroon. That's why maybe the relationship wasn't that good. But I mean, for Yaya Toure to come out to say what he said, probably maybe it's based on his relationship with the manager. Yeah. That's why.
Well, we never know.
So we will talk about that as well as other stories after this break.
All right, we're staying with you, Benedict.